Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Mediocre Thoughts. This is which episode is this? Let's see. We are on episode 57. Today is 19 October. It is currently the ungodly hour of 2:41 a.m. I've been trying to record this episode for quite some time now, actually. I started recording like 2 times and didn't go through with it. So here we are. 19 October. So the last time I did an episode that was last month, 9 September. So it has been 1 month and 10 days since the previous episode. We will be doing thoughts that I have written down since the last episode. Looking back on these thoughts, it feels far away from me, but also I know they were real, but I can't relate to it because it's past. I think that's just it's just a weird experience. Anyway, here we go. Starting from 12th September. This is embarrassing, but I cried over my breakup last night. First time crying since the actual breakup. Not sure what triggered it, just the ball hit the button, I guess. Also, my first time crying more than once over the same breakup. Life is very interesting, and my capacity for emotion is ever growing. I'm happy now. I don't feel like crying anymore, so it's very weird to read this now. Anyway, 13 September 2024, I went for Q Sports training in the morning. Got really frustrated over my lack of skill. Then there was a workshop thing that was super boring that talked about MBTI, and there was a break in the midway mark of the workshop, so I walked back to the hostel from school to grab a jacket and a snack because I was kind of cold and a little hungry. And then I ended up crying in my room over the breakup. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. What a lonely experience growing up can be. I don't feel okay. I mean, the competition that I was training for was over. We didn't win, obviously. And now I'm really getting back into Q Sports for fun. So I also can't relate to any of these things now. Yeah, what a lonely experience growing up can be when you feel emotions by yourself, I guess. I also went to an event by the Woke Salaryman, which is this content creator kind of thing that I really like. It's a content site that shares financial advice from a Singaporean perspective. It was a collab event with Carousel, where Carousel is an app that helps people sell their items secondhand. It's like just a marketplace. Very fun event. The ticket was $5, and they gave us a merch that's supposedly flawed and can't be sold as new. Yeah, this is the best thing ever. I can't tell where the flaw is. Apparently it's like supposed to be dirty or something. So yay, free merch. There was also food, which was really awesome. $5, pog. Then at night, I looked at the comment section of my previous episode and realized my friend commented. I also just watched back the episode and I realized that I'm incoherent more frequently because I think I relied on the visual aspect of the podcast to convey what I want to say. Like in the video, you can tell, oh, I'm looking at my laptop, or in other words, my script. And there's also some gestures here and there that just doesn't translate in the audio. So I guess that's something I want to improve upon. Yeah. Okay, there's also something on 16 September. So I bought a bicycle recently. It was $200. I hope it's a good investment. I haven't been cycling a lot. I hope to cycle more. Anyway, I went to cycle at night after a pretty long day. Something that I realized while I was cycling was that there isn't any real reason why people fall out of love, just as how there's no real reason why people fall in love. So it is through no fault of my own if someone falls out of love with me. It is simply a lack of devotion, which I guess if that were to happen, I wouldn't want to be with them anyway. If someone were to fall out of love with me, then the only conclusion I should draw from that situation is that they weren't willing enough to put in the effort to stay in love with me. I put a question mark there because I'm not sure if this kind of thinking is toxic. I guess it can be kind of toxic if you take it to the extreme. Yeah, I wrote down an assumption, which is you are already putting in the effort to stay in love and you did your part. Then this will hold true. You have to be putting in effort as well. Can't just expect people to stay in love with you if you don't do your part. I'm thinking about this. Wait, what? I'm thinking about this because recently I find myself rethinking over and over how and why someone fell out of love with me. But this is not really a productive spiral. Good job. I stopped because the reality is they already fell out of love and there's no reason to expect that it would happen, like falling in love with me would happen again. So the best thing for me to do is to stop thinking about it and move on. This is so weird. This is like a month ago, which is crazy because wow, I just can't relate to this anymore. Time passes. Time passes and things improve. Okay. I don't like keeping my thoughts to myself because it feels like the more I keep to myself, the more I lose myself to my inner world. Which is why this podcast exists, I guess. Yeah. Okay, 22nd September. What a feeling to be blissfully unaware of the passage of time. I teach some secondary school kids and I had an afternoon class, so I asked my student what they've done in the morning and they said they were gaming, and I don't know what to feel about that. Or rather, I do know, but I don't have the words for it, which is also kind of not knowing what to feel if you can't express it, I guess. The loneliness of young adulthood is so unprecedented for me in this current life. I also went on a date recently and we had a first date conversation where it's always a little bit awkward but also a little exciting, I guess, to meet someone new. And I was asked about my religion and what I believe in. And I said I believe in past lives and reincarnation, which I really do. And I just thought it's so interesting to think about who I have become since the last time I met someone new. Change is so involuntary sometimes. My room is so messy, and yet I live in it. I'm not sure what's becoming of me in this life, in this current moment, but I hope it makes sense one day, in hindsight. I wrote that my inner thoughts are now in English, and I don't really know if I'm happy about that. Yeah, I guess there's not much to feel. It's just something that's happened. This change is, not really involuntary, but also due to circumstance. Not sure where I'm going with this. Anyway, that's September. Let's look at October. On the 5th of October, I think that was a Saturday, I was teaching this other secondary school kid in a cafe, Starbucks, and I wrote this, the humanity of it all. Old people eating cake is always such a trigger for me. I'm at Starbucks today, which is 5th October, because I'll be tutoring and a student requested for a public cafe location. And I'm at a low table, which honestly is so bad for posture, but we need to make do with what we have. There's this uncle, middle-aged man, sitting alone in front of me at a regular table. Okay, not exactly middle-aged. I think it's like grandpa-aged, like young grandpa age. And I teared up watching him eat cake. Cake didn't used to exist. It used to be luxury, and now it's so common. All these people lived entire lives around me. Within me, I contain multitudes, and they contain multitudes. It's multitudes all the way out. I hope people are still listening. I hope it's still interesting. But it also doesn't really matter, does it? We can only see what is within our line of sight, and sometimes we can't even see everything within our line of sight. We can only see what we pay attention to. We only see what we pay attention to. I had lunch at Toastbox. I think it's the first time I've ever had lunch in Toastbox. This life that we have and we share. How can anyone not be amazed? If a nice sunset doesn't stop you in your tracks, even for just a moment to admire it, what is the point of anything? 8 October 2024. To love someone is to think of them often. It is to spend time together, and it is to live life together, and thinking that even the bad times are worth it just because you have each other's company. Not sure why I wrote that. Okay. Anyway, I remember being young and not knowing how things work. I remember being stupid and tactless and being scared. I remember being scared. And I know I am capable of overcoming fear. If there's one thing I need to do, it is to live up to my own expectations, if not anyone else's. I wasn't sure if I was using the if not phrase correctly, so I ChatGPT'd it, and turns out I was using it correctly even though I do not fully understand it. Language is very fascinating. 15th of October 2024. It is hard to tell when and how things have changed when you're living your life every day. I recently printed out a calendar of my life poster. It's not, you can't see it on the wall. But yeah, calendar of my life. It's inspired by Kurzgesagt, which is this YouTube channel that I've mentioned many times. Basically, it's a poster with circles to represent the weeks of your life up to 100 years. So each circle represents a week. So this is the years of my life and the weeks of my life and stages of my life. It's until 100. It's supposed to be on my wall, but it fell down because my tape isn't sticky enough. Anyway, fun stuff. I crossed out all the weeks of my life so far, which was a very humbling experience. I've been through a couple of major changes in life recently, and it really is fascinating to watch a human life. I want people to understand the feeling of people watching at a cafe on a random weekend afternoon. I want people to understand that there is so much that is impermanent, yet everything is only present in the moment. You do not know when the next moment will come, but you believe that it will, because that's just how we work. I recently saw a quote from one of my favorite artists. She's Anna Laura _art on Instagram. It says, Nostalgia is fond memories from the past. Intuition is fond memories from the future. It's very pretty. It's a very pretty quote. Anyway, I've been rewatching BoJack Horseman for fun. And I feel like I've forgotten most of the plot, which is good because that's what makes rewatching shows entertaining. I'm now on season 2. Season 2, episode 9. I have a binge watching problem. Anyway, on the 16th of October, I had dinner with my friends and we had a conversation and it was so great. Then I went to play pool with my friends and that was great. That was great too. Then I went to bed and slept for 11 hours, which was also great. I just had a good day, which is, you need to be conscious of your good days, I think. And a few hours ago, I guess, 18th of October, I wrote the love and grace that I was shown. I was just thinking about how much interacting with my friends bring me joy. And also like how my existence is proof of love, I guess. Life is just so fascinating. I am so grateful for the love and grace that I was shown. Thank you for listening to Mediocre Thoughts.